Hello everybody. In this video, we'll try to understand some more interesting things about Jyeshta Nakshatra. See, Jyeshta Nakshatra has the qualities of jealousy and putting down others, and they have revengeful and vindictive attitude. The positive thing is they help the underprivileged and weaker sections. Also, they want to show a very good image to the public. That's why they may try to help the underprivileged people. These are all the Indra qualities. And for Jyeshta people, the very important thing in their life is showing up a very good image to others. Right? Now, it belongs to the servant caste, basically. See, the current servant caste was seen by our ancient Vedic seers as being involved in different forms of servitude. And it is hard to understand, you know, why the biggest nakshatra, that means eldest nakshatra at the time, Jyeshta is senior most, as we discussed in our previous videos. That time they invented only 18 nakshatras and they named it as Jyeshta. And why they put it as a servant? See, the only reason we can think of is that Jyeshta is not skilled in any particular art, trade or profession. It is just like Indra, and you cannot segregate Indra into any caste like Brahmin, Kshatriya or Vaishya or Shudra. See, Indra is not a priest, is not a soldier, he is not a businessman, and he is not a manual laborer. You cannot segregate him any section. Jyeshta is Indra, basically. If you want to allocate a nakshatra for Indra in the whole zodiac, that is Jyeshta. First Jyeshta, then only you can go to Vishakha. Vishakha is the combination of Indra and Agni. So, Jyeshta types always end up in service professions generally. It can be policing, it can be agriculture, or any kind of service. So, it is a female nakshatra, and Jyeshta is often portrayed as the eldest and senior most queen. And even Indra as a character seems to have predominantly feminine attitudes and attributes. See, the old, seasoned, jealous, stern, and lonely queen archetype, that is Jyeshta, right? So that is the Jyeshta. Jyeshta, when you talk about Jyeshta, you talk about one of the Dasha Mahavidyas, that is called as Dhumavati. We can make separate videos on Dasha Mahavidyas. Those are the most powerful things in the whole wide world, I can say. Right? And there is nothing in the world that you cannot achieve by worshipping Dasha Mahavidyas. Of course, based on your nakshatras, you may need to worship. I will try to make some detailed videos on them as well. So, this old, seasoned, jealous, stern, and lonely queen, that's Dhumavati basically, that's Jyeshta, right? And when you talk about Jyeshta, you talk about neck and right side of the torso. These are the body parts associated with Jyeshta. When you see Jyeshta people, generally you may observe their neck and the torso, or they may also check other people's torso and neck. And even see, in a lot of ancient cultures, the eldest queen was supposed to have the most elaborate neck ornamentation to signify her senior most status. The queen that you are imagining, See, Jyeshta is not an young, it's not young queen. As a old, very old woman. Just imagine a old woman, jealous woman, and a lonely woman, seasoned, a bit skilled. Skilled in what? Skilled in understanding. In the modern age, it's kind of skill in understanding others' families' affairs, understanding others' family things, and trying to put them down, or having some kind of revengeful attitude on them if they are very good in the society, or they are a well established or well mannered family. So this Jyeshta woman will will have some competitiveness on that family, right? So that kind of energy Jyeshta is manifesting in the age of Kali. So even today in some parts of Africa, you can see huge necklaces are used for signifying a status. So when you talk about Jyeshta, you also talk about Africa, because Jyeshta energy is very much aligned with the continent Africa. And this is an airy nakshatra. It's a Vata nakshatra in Ayurveda. So Jyeshta's planetary ruler is Mercury, and it's a Vata planet. See, Jyeshta, as we have seen, belongs to airy element. It's air element. Its classification under the Vata energy re-emphasizes that it's an airy nakshatra. And this nakshatra is related primarily to north and south. And the first pada of this particular nakshatra, it ranges from 16 degree 40 minutes to 20 degrees of Scorpio, and it falls in the sign of, in the Navamsha, it falls in the sign of Sagittarius. Of course, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. The emphasis here means, see, whenever a planet is present in Jyeshta nakshatra first pada in your Rashi chakra, that planet will go to the Sagittarius Navamsha in the Navamsha chakra, that goes to Sagittarius in the Navamsha chakra. As Sagittarius is having some impact here, the emphasis is mainly on family concerns and interests. So Jyeshta first pada people, I told you, right? They check about the family affairs, and they try to put them down or take some competition on them, and then they try to manipulate. They do some kind of politics in that family. That this kind of behavior is observed in Jyeshta first pada. See, the pada is very much concerned about financial affairs, even though its prosperity in that area will swing from one extreme to the other. And the main thing here is a more easygoing attitude in regards to finances they have, and a certain amount of enthusiasm towards acquiring higher knowledge is also shown here because of that Sagittarius influence. See, the normally secretive Jyeshta tends to leak out secrets through Sagittarian carefreeness and frankness. So Jyeshta first pada people, they leak out the secrets also. If you just ask, why they did like that, if there is a secret behind that, they leak it very easily, because they are carefree. Suddenly they leak secrets also. See, the normally secretive Jyeshta tends to leak out secrets here, and the native is a risk taker Jyeshta first pada people, they are the risk takers. And generosity is more prominent in this pada in comparison to other Jyeshta padas. That is the key, generosity. So you can ask some money and get money from them. So the native is very much, you can say chivalrous. It's the native is chivalrous, or very much interested. The native is very much into protecting their kith and kin. So planets here have a sense of humor also. Sun, Mars, Jupiter and Ketu are strong in this particular pada, because Jupiter will go to Sagittarius in the Navamsha when it is present here, and planets placed in this pada adversely affect the well-being of one's siblings. You would observe their siblings. If this native has some, like an elder brother, you would see that elder brother would be facing a lot of health issues in his life, right? So elder brother may get some kind of diabetes or blood pressure issues or whatever, you know. So the elder brother or younger brother or the siblings, other siblings, they get this well-being. It's not only health, it's all well-being. Generally, Jyeshta first pada siblings, if you observe, even though their siblings are having some good education or having some kind of better health, as they are the siblings of Jyeshta first pada, they will be impacted. And the second pada of this nakshatra ranges from 20 degrees of Scorpio to 23 degree 20 minutes of Scorpio. And whenever a planet is present in Jyeshta 2, that in the Rashi Chakra, the planet goes to sign of Capricorn in the Navamsha, and Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So this pada is very rigid in regards to responsibility and doing the right thing. Natives here are fiercely protective and like to challenge others also. And this particular pada produces authority type figures. They are very, very authoritative. Jyeshta 2 people. This pada can be very selfish, very stingy, materialistic, and vengeful, revengeful. And this particular native is ruthless in regards to getting back at others. And a strong sense of maturity is seen in the physical and mental makeup of the native from an early age itself. And the native has an authoritative speaking voice also. So this particular pada is very serious and overbeating and will tend to take its time to achieve its goals. And the native usually only achieves their goals late in life, after much hard work, after much penance, you can say. So natives are cautious generally. Jyeshta 2 natives are very cautious, slow and stern. They need to watch a tendency towards too much negative attitudes, you can say. Jyeshta 2 have so much of negative attitude, and generally Mars and Saturn are strong here in the sense that they give some sort of position of authority for them. So planets placed in this pada adversely impact the well-being of younger siblings mainly. Jyeshta generally, first pada, second pada are not so good for siblings. It's a kind of you may say it's a kind of myth, or it's a kind of proverb, or whatever you take it. Generally speaking, in villages also they say Jyeshta first, Jyeshta second. These two are not good for siblings, especially in Indian villages. If the families are very much into astrology, right? Especially in the Nakshatra Jyotishya, then those people believe if one of the kids is Jyeshta 1 or Jyeshta 2, you know, it's a very good idea that they take care of the other kids also very nicely, and they do some kind of propitiations also make other to make the siblings better. And the third pada of this particular nakshatra ranges from 23 degree 20 minutes to 26 degree 40 minutes of Scorpio, and it falls in the Aquarius Navamsha. So whenever a planet is present in just a third pada, it will go to Aquarius in the Navamsha chakra, and of course Aquarius again ruled by Saturn. So this pada gives a strong humanitarian instinct and allows the native to play roles which are beneficial or protective towards society. So Jesta 3 is a bit, it is losing some kind of selfishness here, and the native works best in professions which involve protecting the underdog or underprivileged people, helping others. That is also kind of showing up some image in the public. That is a different thing, but they are very much into this. To some extent, this Jesta 3 is losing the negative qualities of Jesta, and this pada gives a love for researching science or mysticism, and the native has their own peculiar brand of family values. The native enjoys uh, espousing their personal philosophy to others, and the native gets caught up in some sexual encounters. The sexual affairs is kind of Jyeshta 3 is a bit into that. Um, and that too, the kind of sexual encounters they have, it's something like sometimes other people would easily know, and they are in a kind of uncomfortable position that may land up them. And Saturn, Mercury, Venus and Rahu are strong in this particular pada, because of that Aquarius, right? Saturn, Mercury, Venus, Rahu, these are all good there. Generally Venus and Mercury are also good here. And planets placed in this pada adversely affect the well-being of one's mother. So Jyeshta 3, Jyeshta first pada is not good for siblings all over. Jyeshta 2 is mainly for younger siblings. It's not good. It's not well-being of, right? It's not just the health, it's well-being, the whole overall well-being of the siblings. And Jyeshta 3 is well-being of mother is impacted. And the fourth pada of this particular nakshatra ranges from 26 degree 40 minutes to 30 degrees of Scorpio, and it falls in the sign of Pisces in the Navamsha chakra. So whenever a planet is present in just a fourth pada in your Rashi chakra, that planet goes to a sign of Pisces in the Navamsha chakra. Pisces here again ruled by Jupiter. This is a very emotional pada. It's the end, right? It is called as a Gandanta pada also. What is Gandanta pada? Any pada which is at the junction of a watery and fiery sign is called as a Gandanta pada. Jyeshta 4 is Gandanta. Mula 1 is Gandanta because Jyeshta 4 is at the edge of Scorpio, which is a watery sign, and Mula 1 is the beginning of this fiery sign, because at the junction, at the junction of the Scorpio and Sagittarius, at the junction, Scorpio is water and Sagittarius is fire. So at the junction, how you feel? A kind of confusing energy, Generally, this is a kind of karmic baggage. Jyeshta 4 has a lot of painful things in their life, that's a kind of um, because of this junction effect, as Gandanta effect. That this Gandanta you can even see at the junction of Pisces and Aries, and also at the junction of Cancer and um, uh, Leo, right? The transition, that, right? So that's why even this Aslesha 4 and Makha first, and then Jyeshta 4 and Mula first, and Revati 4 and Ashwini first, these are all Gandanta padas. At the junction they are. So this is a very emotional pada, Jyeshta 4th, and the native is inclined to get carried away. The native can simply down themselves. There is a danger of too much indulgence in fantasies, sexual things, and also intoxication. See, the native may be able to channel their emotions into creative expression. That is one important thing here. And the native carries their sense of responsibility and protectiveness to an extreme at times. And in its lowest aspect, natives are apt to fantasize about their problems and troubles in life in an unhealthy way. And in its highest aspect, this pada can give a strong sacrificing nature and a spiritual devotion to humanity. So the native will be fond of children. The native will defend the rights of others and take an interest in occult exploration for liberation purposes. The only downfall is that the penance aspect, which is so necessary for Jyeshta's proper functioning, is difficult to harness in this particular pada. See, however, uh, you can clearly understand here. See, Jyeshta's capacity for material gain is stronger in this particular pada, and its poverty aspect is a bit decreased compared to other padas. This is very much true when strong benefics like Venus and Jupiter are placed in this particular pada. They give very good material results. Venus and Jupiter, because Venus exalts in the sign of Pisces when it is in the Navamsha, right? When it goes to Navamsha, and Jupiter goes to its own sign. So Venus and Jupiter give very good material benefits in Jyeshta 4. The poverty aspect is a bit decreased, but the kind of behavior, there's a kind of very, very painful energy always running on in Jyeshta 4. So it's also a Gandanta pada, right? The kind of energy confusion. It's cool, it's water or fire, kind of. So Mars functions very poorly here, you know. However, Saturn, of course, Saturn also gives a kind of material adversity, poorness, but helpful in acquiring some sort of spiritual things here. So this pada tends to be the most self-destructive and sacrificing when working through its negative aspect. So very self-destructive pada, Jyeshta 4. I've seen some people actually. So Jyeshta 4 is a kind of painful only. Even though the person would be rich out of luck, or sometimes the poverty is decreased, but the kind of emotions they have, that emotional imbalance I observed in Jyeshta 4, a lot of emotional imbalance. And because of this emotional imbalance, somebody would take advantage of this Jyeshta 4. Even though they know that somebody is taking advantage because of their emotional imbalance, they cannot help it. So Jyeshta 4 have to perform some good. They should have some spiritual attitude, and that's the only way to protect themselves. So thanks for watching this video. I'll try to discuss more on Jyeshta in our next videos. Thank you.